Hello guys, welcome to TravelScout. We are going to give you a rundown of the top tourist destinations in Europe here in this video. 1. Paris. Why you should visit Paris. The incomparable setting of the City of Light is responsible for bringing in tens of millions of tourists annually. Of course, the magnificent cuisine and the extensive art collections also deserve some of the credit. The serene river Seine meanders through the heart of the city, where it is framed by venerable museums, cathedrals that date back centuries, and entire neighborhoods designed in the Rococo and neoclassical styles, which are further accented by swaying trees and bright street lamps. Impossibly stylish Parisians can be seen strolling along the cobbled paths and exquisite bridges along the Seine. Most likely, they're on their way to the market, a cafe, or a movie theater. Paris is a city of many splendors, as Ernest Hemingway recalled in his memoir, A Movable Feast. Take in the view from atop the Eiffel Tower, shop the most famous designers on the Champs-Élysées, or hit the boutiques in Le Marais, and enjoy world-class cuisine. You can even plan a day trip to Versailles Palace. However, you shouldn't skip out on the simple joy of strolling through the magnificent arrondissements, districts, or nibbling on crepes while you're out and about either. The best times of year to visit Paris. The months of June through August and September through October are considered to be the ideal times to visit Paris. The summer and the fall seasons each have their highs and lows. Between the months of June and August, the climate in Paris is nearly perfect. Temperatures tend to peak in the high 70s on average, and there is plenty daylight to enjoy them. Unfortunately, summer is also the time of year with the highest prices and the greatest number of people. Make your trip plans for the fall to take advantage of lower hotel rates and noticeably shorter wait times at attractions. Even while the spring blooms in the city are very famous, the seasonal foliage is believed to be an even bigger showstopper. If all you're looking for in a vacation is a good deal, planning your trip for the winter will help you save money on your travel bills. Bear in mind, however, that Paris is one of the most visited cities in the world, with upwards of 30 million tourists passing through each year. Therefore, there will always be tourists, and a certain amount of crowds present no matter when you go. 2. London. Why should one visit London? Samuel Johnson, an author from England, is famed for having said, "No man, no matter how clever, is willing to leave London, and you look everywhere." No, sir. When a man is bored of London, it is a sign that he is tired of life in general, because London offers everything that life has to offer. Even though more than 2 centuries have gone since Johnson's time, the wisdom in his remarks is as relevant today as it was then. Visitors often discover that a single trip to London is not sufficient to explore all that this city, that is over 2,000 years old, has to offer, since the pace of life in London is so stimulating. The modern and the archaic are working hand in hand to create this space. Both the traditional Tower of London and the forward-thinking Tate Modern can be found here. At Shakespeare's Globe and the Sam Wanamaker Playhouse, which is attached to the Globe, you may see both classic works by the Bard and contemporary plays. And while Londoners continue to extol the virtues of tea, you'll also find them making room in their lives for the likes of Starbucks and Costa Coffee, not to mention freshly pressed juice. London's culture compass is always tuned in to what's next, because the city is a contemporary leader in a variety of fields, ranging from politics and banking to fashion and music. Discover everything that London has to offer on one of the city's top tours. The best times of year to travel. The months of March through May are ideal for a trip to London because the weather is pleasant during those months and the city's parks are lush and full of blooms. However, the latter part of spring, along with the summer months, is peak tourist season, and the rates of hotels and flights reflect the spike in demand. Fall and winter are the seasons in which you have a better chance of finding discounts on airfare and accommodations. Nevertheless, you should be prepared for the colder weather. Be prepared for the streets of London to be packed with tourists from all over the world, as December in London is an extremely popular time to visit the city due to the fact that it is during the holiday season. And regardless of the time of year, you should always bring an umbrella with you. The city of London is infamous for having foggy days and rain throughout the entire year. One more thing to keep in mind is that it is really difficult to avoid being surrounded by people in London, because London is not only one of the largest cities in Europe, but also one of the most popular tourist destinations in the world. You can expect to find a significant number of other people traveling there whenever you go. This is true regardless of the season. How to navigate around London. The Rapid Transit London Underground, sometimes known as the Two by the city's residents, is the most convenient way to get around London. To get into the heart of the city from one of the busiest airports in the world, Heathrow Airport, LHR, you may even take the subway into the metropolis. This extensive and effective system spans the entirety of London and beyond, and despite its size, it is quite straightforward to manage. Purchasing an Oyster card will make traveling much easier for you because it can be used not only on the underground system but also on city buses and various other modes of public transit. In addition, tourists should bring shoes that are comfortable for walking, because strolling around the city is the most engaging method to take in its sights and sounds. Take one of London's most popular tours if you're looking for some advice from a native on where to go sightseeing in the city. 3. Rome. Why should we visit Rome? Myths and legends surround the origins of Rome, the city built on 7 hills. It is said that Romulus and Remus, twin brothers who were raised by a she-wolf and fathered by a war god, established the Eternal City. Romulus is said to have breastfed Remus, while Remus was fathered by Mars. And despite the fact that some historians aren't entirely convinced by this legendary beginning to the universe, the vast majority of tourists are confident that Rome is home to some sort of enchanted quality. It doesn't matter if it's the intrigue of Vatican City, which is close by, or the specters of the Colosseum. Whether it's a cup of coffee in the afternoon on Piazza Navona, or a heaping meal of pasta at a trattoria, Rome is sure to enchant. The city of Rome, which serves as the capital of Italy, is also famous for its extensive history, which can be traced back to the times of Octavian, Julius Caesar, and Hadrian, amongst others. The Roman Forum, the Pantheon, and hundreds of churches are just some of the historical treasures that were abandoned after the city was abandoned. Foodies will delight in the exquisite Italian cuisine, not to mention the delicious gelato, and people who are passionate about art will like the treasure trove that is kept in the Vatican museums. Rome is a bustling, modern, and relevant city, with glittering designer storefronts, stylish hotels, and cutting-edge restaurants, despite the fact that its historic history is the focus of many visitors. The best times of year to visit Rome. The months of October through April are ideal for a trip to Rome, because during this period most of the city's tourist hordes have dispersed and accommodation rates are at their lowest. The weather during this time of year almost seldom drops below freezing, but you should still bring a heavy coat just in case. May through September are the best months to visit if you want to enjoy milder weather without having to contend with crowds of tourists or oppressive humidity. Temperatures that are considered high on average range from the middle of the 70s to the lower 80s. How to navigate around Rome. Walking is the most convenient way to get around Rome. Walking is recommended over driving because many of the most popular sites are located in close proximity to one another in pedestrian-only areas. However, certain locations, such as Vatican City, are located quite some distance from the Central Historic District and need the use of public transportation, such as the metro or a cab. A non-stop express train called the Leonardo Express can take you from the Leonardo da Vinci Fiumicino Airport, FCO, to the Rome Termini railway station in a little more than 30 minutes. Tickets for one-way travel cost €14, about $17 each. There is also the option of taking a bus. However, this mode of transportation is not suggested due to the cramped circumstances on board and the high traffic outside. If you really must bring a car to Rome, you should park it as soon as you enter the city boundaries and do it as quickly as you can. In the alternative, you will find that driving around is nearly impossible due to the intense traffic, drivers that are impatient, and locations that are only accessible to pedestrians. Thank you guys for watching. Let us know your opinion in the comment section below. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay safe, and we'll be back soon with another video.